Most High guide my tongue, my line with you will. Okay, I promise y'all this is going to be very short because there's not much really to say about this. It's really self-explanatory. Once you see it once, you're going to get it. This is about the red and the blue, the significance between the two. And it's something from Unplug 'em by way of the Most High straight to you. We're going to talk about the significance of red and blue in pop culture in general. And we call it red and blue. Livin Lodge, the freak of the week. And freak as in the frequency of the week, as in not strong. Have mercy. The high frequency color, the highest frequency color is red. The low frequency color, now let's do a little, let's have a little visual aid here. If I can find it. But most of you have at one time played with crayons. There you go. At one time or another you played with crayons. Usually crayons or markers are arranged in such a way as to show the significance between the color spectrum. If you've seen a prism, if you've ever played with a prism before, you've seen the color spectrum demonstrated from the high frequency to the low frequency. And if you note, you'll find red at one end of the spectrum, and then you'll find green at the other end. Now green is nothing but a shade of blue. Turquoise is a combination of the two. Turquoise was a very important color in ancient Kemet because of it. All colors, just like sounds, and the sounds correlate to colors as well, all colors represent frequencies. They vibrate in a particular rate that qualifies them as frequencies, just as sounds do. So we've seen this exemplified in a number of ways. One of the ways, one of the more recent ways, was in Willow Smith's Whip My Hair video, which is accessible to all of you. I'm sure you've seen it. It was highly promoted, got a lot of exposure, but it wasn't exposed. And of course, we don't blame Willow because she's just a child. And she was indoctrinated into the system that her parents were part of. As we find many celebrity children were. Many of the adult celebrities we see today came from families who were indoctrinated into the Project Janus duality system. And again, it's all about duality. The Dave, Tony, Mary, Sirhan, Duran, Lisa, Simone, Simon, Phillips, Hannah Montana dynamic. And it's about splitting you in two, having two opposing realities. It's also a form of the problem reaction solution, also called thesis, antithesis, synthesis, where you take two opposing ends, really they're controlled by the same middle. And with the red and blue that you find all through pop culture, you will find this exemplified. Let's look at some examples. You find in The Matrix and in Total Recall a mention of a red and blue pill in both movies. Interesting. In The Matrix, if you recall, it was the red pill that would make you see what was the real, and it was the blue pill that would calm you and put you back into the state of peace, if you will. Green peace, blue and green, same thing, but it would put you back into the state of the blues, mellow you out, like rhythm and blues, R&B, the blues. That's mellow. It calms you down, and it would put you back into the state you were comfortable with. In Total Recall, it was a similar dynamic. And I'm talking about the original Total Recall starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he is going crazy. His mind has been split in two. He does not realize if he's in reality or fantasy. And that's a huge part of the chessboard dynamic. Also represented by black and white. The same thing, opposite ends of the spectrum. The same thing. If that marker pack that I showed you had black and white in it, black would be at one end and white would be at the other. But it's also to represent the duality, the opposite extremes. There's an issue with either extreme. If you eat too much, you're going to have a problem. And if you eat too little, you're going to have a problem. You can die from either one. Well, we find this also exemplified in gang culture. Of course, everybody knows about that. What was the movie starring Sean Penn Ice-T made the famous song that's one of the hardest songs ever, I might add, Colors. And I would have played that during this, but I was afraid that YouTube would take it down and y'all would be mad. Y'all would be mad I had some music going. But yeah, Colors was a song that when it came on, people would fight. I maintain that that song was infused with a demonic muse or spirit, muse, sick, a demonic spirit of violence. Then thanks to Mike T, who of course, my mama didn't raise no fool. I ain't got no problems with Mike Tyson. No. But we still heavyweight jamming over here on this side. But thanks to Mike Tyson, he revealed the red and blue representing the two opposing ends of the political spectrum. The red for Republican or right wing, and then the blue for Democrat or left wing, left wing, same demonic bird, unclean bird. But you find that also in boxing, the red corner and the blue corner, two opposing sides. He said that it used to represent gangs. He said that the gangs would send their warriors, as opposed to everybody in the gang fighting and a bunch of people getting shot up and killed, or stabbed up and killed, as it was back in the day. He said they would send their respective warriors to represent each gang. So you had the red corner and the blue corner. Okay. Also, you would note one of the trend-setting video games, benchmarking video games, was Super Mario Brothers. Now, most people played as Mario, but if you had a little cousin or little brother, you had to bring Luigi in there. And Mario had on a red painter's outfit, and Luigi had on a green one. And again, we've said and showed and proved that green and blue are in the same frequency range. Nothing but a derivative one of the other. Then, of course, we talk about the rainbow. The what is it? The Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Red at one end, violet, a form of blue, at the other. Interesting enough, also you find in the Star Wars movies, you find the same dynamic. The bad guys use the red lightsabers, the good guys use the green lightsabers. And when Samuel L. got the chance to be the first major Jedi that was black in the series, we are told that he told George Lucas he wanted a purple one, but I don't believe it. I believe as a member of the Boule, which he would have to be, he was told what color he was going to get, as they're told what to do and what to spit, and red and blue equals purple. And it was showing and proving to you that they're both the same dynamic. And if you research Mace Windu, those of you Star Wars heads, look up Wikipedia, the Star Wars leg or branch of Wikipedia, and I'm sure you'll find more evidence of that story behind his backstory. He was a mixture of the two. The red and the blue equals purple. So again, you have thesis, synthesis, antithesis. Thesis. Well, I believe this. Antithesis or antithesis, again, another one of those words that you mispronounce due to the definitionary that we call a dictionary. It gives you a certain diction, so you say antithesis instead of antithesis, meaning against the thesis. So the thesis is, I'm saying this. The antithesis is, well, I'm saying that. In the middle is synthesis, meaning, well, we're going to come together and say this. Problem, reaction, solution, right? The same thing. Problem, reaction, solution. Also, you will find this in two of the New World Order's most famed writings. We're told they're novels. They're really guidebooks. And you'll find Aldous Huxley writing of A Brave New World and George Orwell's writing of 1984 as representations of the two opposing sides. The blue being the calm or the loose version, the liberals representing blue. So the liberal approach was Huxley's approach, and the Orwellian approach, George Orwell's approach, was more hard. You can't do this, you can't do that. That's the red side, or the Republican, or the conservative. I'm going to conserve. I'm not going to give you this. I'm going to conserve it side, which is the plan A, also plan A and plan B of the satanic plans. The satanic objectives to create a new world order through use of Lucifer's plan A or Lucifer's plan B. The plan A is the aggressive plan. We're going to bombard you. We're going to rush in there with martial law. We're going to make you do this, make you do that. We're going to lock you up. Or the plan B plan is the passive plan, or the female plan. Plan A is the alpha, the alpha male, or the male sign being A, Aries, and B being the beta, or the female, the feminine approach, the first feminine sign being Taurus, the passive approach. Passive, represented by green or blue. Aggressive, represented by red. When that bull, which is ironically a male, interesting how this goes. The bull is a male cow, but yet the first female sign of the so-called zodiac, showing you the confusion that was infused into that, the first female sign is a Taurus. And Tauruses are known for their stubborn nature. But interestingly enough, if you look at the color for Taurus, it's green. Well, if you show a bull red, you're supposed to get the horns, right? Also, we find fire and water. Now, although Taurus is a earth sign representing the green, we know water is represented by blue, right? Fire represented by red. Water, the harp sound, soothing sound. David used the harp to calm down Saul's foul mood in the scriptures. And the fire of the shofar, which is what's horn? The ram's horn, and Aries is the ram. Interesting. The shofar was used to wage both spiritual warfare and physical warfare. When they go into battle, even in some of your movies where you see the depiction of archaic battles, they will blow the shofar before going into battle, which is a ram's horn. And of course, again, we have cold and hot. There is duality presented to us in the world around us. You have protons, the positive. You have neutrons, the negative. You have protons, the positive, electrons, the negative, and neutrons, the neutral or the middle. On your car, you have forward, or you have drive, you have reverse, and then you have neutral, which is to go neither forward or reverse. And this is all a copy in the world around us, in the physical realm around us, of the spiritual concept that we serve a creator who exemplifies both the sunshine and the rain, the joy and the pain. I ain't talking about Frankie Beverly. He makes it to rain on the just and the unjust. And he creates the sun and the moon. He creates the man and the woman. He creates things that are aggressive and things that are passive. He made the lion and he made the lamb. And so this is the freak of the week, or the frequency of the week, when they join the lodge, which is about splitting your mind in two so that they can put a spirit inside of you, put fire inside of you, so you be every woman, man. And they split you in two by way of their rituals, which are done on top of a floor, which has what? A chessboard pattern. Don't say checkers. It's chess, not checkers. And when you're a part of the Boule, the Prince Hall Masons, or the Scottish Rite, the red representing the Scottish Rite, which is the higher level, and the blue representing the York Rite, which is the lower level. Either way, they're both controlled by the same middle, the middle ground. The middle ground is indeed that they share the same deity over them. The pyramid has one all-seeing eye, the left eye, like left eye, red light special. But the left eye, and there's one eye over all of the bricks of the pyramid below that hold up that one eye. Those bricks can be red or blue. They can be black or white. They can be Republican and Democrat. They can be Scottish Rite or York Rite. They can be black Mason or white Mason. Both are told things by Lucifer that will bring them both to the same Aquarian age lie, that I am God and that there is none higher than me. Once, of course, you cross the 32nd degree, which 32 and below, you're frozen blue. Interesting. People say that term, frozen blue. I don't care how much I freeze, I'll never turn blue. But you're frozen blue until you receive the fire or the light that they're seeking. When they say I'm seeking the source of the light, they're looking for the red light special. Lucifer, the flame. Interesting also is the name of a wooden match, which is called a Lucifer. And I like to call him Loserfer. But you find all throughout society examples of this duality. And this was a small public service announcement brought to you once again by way and will of the Most High, in the name of the Messiah, from your man's Unplug 'em, representing Detroit, Michigan, as always. Pray for Kim. Shalom.